What's up, guys? Famous Nuvrak here. It's Sexy Saturday, and oh my god, Sexy Saturday. And in this video, a viewer requested that I watch Is Design Manipulative? How I can't ever say the titles right. I should just stop making YouTuber at this point. How evolutionary biology shapes design trends. And this looks like an interesting video. I don't know anything about it other than the title and this thumbnail here. So let's see. But this is pretty cool to see the shapes of like the skulls. So like let's see what this video has in store for us, shall we?
Is often overlooked is the evolutionary or biological perspective. The way we perceive design and use the tools around us is largely influenced by leftover survival mechanisms.
Am I going to be banned for this?
As competition for attention becomes more and more fierce, companies are motivated to tap into our most basic primordial instincts in order to earn our business.
Of course.
This is especially the case with software products and social media algorithms, but it's relevant to physical product design as well. Humans rely on understanding each other's intentions and expressions through nonverbal communication. One interesting byproduct is that humans have relatively large white sclera and nearly black pupils and a dark iris. It's hypothesized that this high color contrast makes it easier for us to monitor each other's emotions and intent because it's easier to see where we're looking. We're constantly trying to figure out what other humans are thinking. You don't see such prominent white sclera in any other primates, which means
that is very interesting. So we want to know where other people are looking. That's an important day. It's important to know that stuff in any like workplace nowadays. Any talking, any communicate. You gotta know where people are looking. You know what I'm saying? Like think about this. When a girl walks by, right? If you look at that girl and you have a girlfriend, you're getting slapped. And your girlfriend can see that because you have the white and black in your eye. They can tell. So you don't do that, right? You learn. Nonverbal communication.
The importance of nonverbal expressiveness and intent is especially important for human survival. It's so important that even dogs have evolved to have larger white sclera and more developed eyebrow muscles in order to show more of their sclera. Prior to wolves being domesticated into dogs, they didn't have these developed eyebrow muscles that allow them to express the famous puppy dog eyes. Basically, puppy dog eyes are a survival tactic to sucker us into giving them more food.
No way. Is that no way. If that is the reason that we have white in our eyes, that is nuts. If that really is the evolutionary or design that because of humans and puppy dog face, I mean puppy dog face is a real thing, right? Like wow, I have two little dogs and they give me this look all the time for food, and maybe it is a survival thing. Wow.
The fact of the matter is that humans desperately rely on some sort of visual cue or expressiveness in the inanimate objects we're interacting with. It's beyond just a
look at all these cars. Do they all make a, I mean, like some of these, I guess they all make a face. Wow. This one's a vacuum cleaner. This one's a vacuum cleaner. Wow.
Preference. It's a survival mechanism. We specifically rely on human-like cues in animals, but also in products. It's literally how we're wired. Some products are more subtle in their communication than others, of course. We tend to anthropomorphize. That's when you attach human-like qualities to inanimate objects, plants, or animals. It's a well-established part of human cognition, and children begin to anthropomorphize things as early as age 2. We use the same parts of the brain to monitor facial expressions and have social interactions with humans as we do to analyze objects and animals.
Wow.
Whether or not this has any practical utility is highly debatable. Some would argue that an object or design is imbued with a small part of the maker's soul. Others who are maybe a bit more pragmatic say it's just a biological defect. It's better to see faces everywhere in case there's a predator hiding in the bushes rather than not to. Better safe than sorry. People who are better at identifying faces live longer.
That's me. Yo, this is all making sense. My great-grandfather lived to 107. I shit you not. And one thing about me, I don't remember names. I remember faces. If I see a face, I can see that face 10 years from now. I will remember seeing that face from somewhere. I remember faces. If I see a face, I will never forget a face. That is wild.
Whatever the reason is, the result is the same. Humans have a tendency to attach human qualities to products. It's why we build relationships with our favorite products, and it's why we give names to objects that otherwise don't have thoughts or feelings. Anthropomorphism has potentially dangerous implications for the future if we wrongfully attach emotions and genuine connections to unfeeling robots or other products that have human-like qualities. It can be used to manipulate us into making emotional connections that aren't there. At
Wow.
the same time, making a product relatable is incredibly important because it's so deeply embedded in our biology. Now, to be perfectly fair, this is just a hypothesis posited by scientists. It's hard to prove it definitively, and I understand that a lot
That's
of
proven.
evolutionary psychology is untestable. But it's interesting to think about this perspective when designing because it's just one lens that we can use to examine and understand industrial design or product design. I've mentioned it in another video I made, but this is why cars have faces. The act of seeing faces in objects that are inanimate is called pareidolia. As soon as you introduce symmetry into a product, humans inevitably start to see faces. It's
Wow.
very easy to put a face on a product accidentally, which often yields some very interesting results. Some products are more direct in their expressions than others,
Wow.
but you can be more subtle. For example, this Ferrari subtly mimics the beautiful curves of a woman. This is very common in car design. Frank Stevenson intentionally designed the side mirror of a Mini Cooper to mimic the subtle curves of a
That
woman's
doesn't look
breast.
like a woman.
It's pretty subtle in the iteration that made it to production, but apparently in earlier iterations that didn't make it to production, it was way more overt. I don't have pictures of it, but I'm sure you can use your imagination. This is probably why cars are getting more and more angry looking as time passes. Studies indicate that humans recognize threatening expressions much faster than they recognize passive expressions, or
Really?
even happy ones. This was an evolutionary survival mechanism, and it's being used in design to grab our attention.
No way. So you're saying for us to survive, we recognize angry faces? I mean, that's true. Like, you have a significant other, right? You could tell when she's angry, right? Or hangry, right? You got to get her some food because she's giving you this car look and not this happy car look. You know? Or maybe people were happier back then and they didn't need the angry car looks, right? This is crazy, though. If it is true that, like, they're making the angrier cars that people like more and they can distinguish better because we as like we discover predators, right? Wow.
As our attention spans diminish, cars are starting to look more and more predatory and scary because they grab your
Can you imagine they just start making cars with like the front like a tiger face?
attention more quickly than the subtle beauty you see in older vehicles. I'm not saying that new cars can't be beautiful. I'm just saying that this
That's an ugly
preference
car.
towards cars that appear predatory is most likely hardwired into our biology. We notice threats more than we notice opportunities. In a study run by Truls Thorstensen, it was concluded that angry-looking cars helped buyers feel more safe on the road.
Do you feel more safe because you got an angry car? Because if you had a happy car, you would be pissed off, right? It's like kind of like when you see someone that's happy all the time, you're like, why is that person so happy, right? Or if you see someone angry, you're happy because you're happy that you're not that angry person, right? So I guess, wow, that is nutty.
It's just headlights, a grille, and some bent sheet metal. But by driving a car that apparently has an angry face, we project a certain level of confidence to other drivers on the road. Kind of like how walking fast and angry down a dangerous street helps to deter potential criminals from harming you. As designers,
That's
the key here
wild.
is to really take the time to understand when anthropomorphism is appropriate and how much of it you should use in your design work. It mostly comes down to a combination of understanding your user and a little bit of intuition. The important thing to remember, though, is that your user is going to make these sorts of connections, so you need to manage them properly. Another thing is that reality is complicated. There's so many layers of complexity that our brain intentionally protects us from. Humans are typically focused on achieving one goal
what's going
and
on?
filtering everything else out. The brain can realistically only focus on one thing at a time. For example, when you speak to a person, you tend to mostly focus on the eyes and a
Wait.
small part of their face.
Wait,
But more
what?
than that, you can't see all of the little cells and molecules and atoms that make up the human that you're speaking with. You see a superficial representation, usually through a
What the
5-degree
heck?
field of view that's actually in focus called the fovea. The rest is actually gradually blurred out, and your brain sort of fills in the details for you. At the
You're telling
corners
me
of
I
your
can't see an
periphery,
atom?
you can really only see motion. If we saw every detail of what was going on
What's
all
a
the time,
picometer?
we'd probably go insane. You and I are each made up of 7 octillion atoms. Then each of us are parts of a family and society and countries and subcultures, and that's all part of a biological system, and that's all embedded
I
in the
like how they had
cosmos.
Rhode Island
But we
there.
don't see any of that because the human brain is constantly trying to prioritize what is most relevant to your survival. That's why you don't have a nervous breakdown every time you're standing in a supermarket aisle trying to figure out what cereal
still
to buy
going.
amidst all of this maddening
kidding me.
chaos and complexity.
You're kidding. There's no way that's real. Bro. Yeah, I'm literally this guy right now. I'm sorry. Look at all this. Oh, okay. I'm gonna play this back, like, at slow so I can see this. So here's a... Okay, first off, I'm kind of already scared. Here's you. Here's a Japanese spider crab.
Parts of a thing.
I'm gonna mute this. Okay, we have an oak tree. That's... Okay. Alright, I don't know if the scale's right, because here's a human, here's an oak tree. Like, oak trees aren't that big. And the Boeing 747's, like, not that big compared... maybe it is. Maybe it is. But, like... So we have the pyramid, the Hoover Dam. Okay, there's the biggest building. Okay. We're pretty tiny here. Okay, there's that falls from the movie Up. Okay, what is this? I don't know what that is. Okay, there's Mount Everest. Okay, you can't see us. I don't know what this is. Is this a fossil? Well, that's that place in Dubai, I think. Okay, so here's Rhode Island. Okay. Are they saying a marathon is this long? There's no way a marathon is bigger than Mount Everest. Huh? Hydra? What are these? A marathon is the size of Rhode Island. Maybe it is. Maybe Rhode Island's small. I don't know. Okay, there's the Grand Canyon, West Virginia. Okay, here's Italy. Okay, so the Grand Canyon is smaller than Italy. Okay, Texas is bigger than Italy. Okay. So I don't know, like, Texas is like the size of, like, some of these planets or whatever these are. Okay, Europa. Okay. I don't know what any of these are. Okay, I think they're moons or something. Okay, there's us. So, there's the United States. There's us. Wow, Mars is small. Mars is like the size of the United States? Mars is small as shit. Okay, so there we are. Okay, so we're very tiny. So apparently the Minecraft world is bigger than us. Like by like 7. Minecraft world is bigger than us, okay? Minecraft world is as big as Neptune. Okay? So here's Jupiter, okay? Distance from the moon. The moon is that far away? The moon is literally 2 Jupiters away. And supposedly we've been to the moon, right? Wow, okay. I thought Jupiter was a lot bigger. Okay, so here's the sun. So, like, we're barely visible. So we're like 1/100th of our sun or something, right? Okay, so there's the sun. Now we zoom out. Okay, we can't even see us now. So our sun is smaller compared to... I'm guessing these are suns, too. So our sun is like a baby sun. Okay, now if you compare our sun, which is this little dot... Like, look at how big this sun is. Our sun ain't shit. This sun could eat us and not even know. This stuff exists in the universe? Okay. Now, the distance from us to the sun is as big as these suns, which are bigger than 1,000 times bigger than us. So there's huge ass suns that are literally that big. And you're telling me that this big red dot is now 1/100th or thousandth of these big red dots. Distance from Neptune to the sun. So Neptune is far as shit from the sun. What the heck? So these suns are bigger than the... Okay, so now we have all these suns. Okay. So what's a light day? So like a dude with a flashlight is as big as... So what's the Kuiper belt? Is that like distance from Voyager 1 to Earth? Wait, so we actually sent something out this far? Did we really send something out this far? That's nuts. Wow. Wait, what's the homunculus nebula? Didn't I see that in Full Metal Alchemist? Distance from Sedna to Sun. Okay, so there's all those suns, and look at how tiny those suns are. Okay, like those big ass suns are now invisible to the Stingray Nebula. And then we have the Stingray Nebula is like 1/3 the size of Gomez's hamburger, which is smaller than the Cat's Eye Nebula. So 1 light year is about the size of like 2 blinking nebulas. So what is a nebula? What's the ORT cloud? Boomerang Nebula? Bro, like our suns aren't even visible at this point. Is this a sun? So there's all these nebulas. And these nebulas are smaller and invisible to great nebulas. Of course, we have a North America nebula. Hey, let's go. The Eagle Nebula. Yo, America's like taking over these nebulas. Omega Centauri, Cave Nebula, Barnard's Loop. Okay, and all these nebulas are smaller than galaxies. All that shit's in one galaxy? Okay, so now we're at galaxies. And galaxies are small within galaxies. Wait. Our Milky Way galaxy is that big? What the heck? Our Milky Way galaxy is that big. Wow. What the heck? And that's all a part of a local group. Yeah, my brain is blown. I'm literally making that sound too.
Which leads us to the importance of understanding decision fatigue. Your brain is...
Wait, it goes further? What the heck is this? I thought it was over. It's still going?
Constantly filtering
a gigaparsec's distance to the HDF
out anything that's not
observable universe, and all that is smaller than the observable universe. Wow. How do you even measure something like that? This, like, come on, bro. What the heck?
Immediately relevant to whatever your goal is in the moment.
And here you are in Home Depot. Wow. Don't you feel small? That's crazy.
This is to avoid decision fatigue. Decision fatigue is a theory where you make poor decisions if you're hungry, tired, cold, or you've already made a lot of decisions recently.
Yeah, you
As a
make terrible
customer,
decisions.
the best thing you can do is hold off on making a big purchasing decision when you're tired. As designers, it's
Wow.
important to make products that clearly demonstrate what it will be like to use them just through a quick glance. If you want to design a chair that's comfortable, obviously it should be comfortable, right? It should functionally be comfortable.
Yeah.
But it should also look comfortable based on a passing glance as well.
You know, a lot like okay. Let's take a guess. Do you think chair number 1 is comfortable? Chair number two comfortable, or chair number 3 is comfortable? If I had to guess, I would guess number 2 two's going to be pretty comfy. This one, unless this cushion is like super squished, this is not going to be comfy. I mean, this big cushion is kind of making me lean towards number 1 though. This one doesn't look comfy at all. This one looks like a pain in the butt to get in. Yeah, there's no back. Yeah, that's right. There's no backrest here. That's true. You want to be able to lean back against something. Yeah, your upper back's gonna be hurting unless you like really slouch down in this one. I mean, low key though, like 3 might be comfy. Like once you're in 3, but getting in 3 is probably terrible, right?
Well, so I haven't sat in any of these
I don't know. Comment down below what you think is the comfiest chair, 1, 2, or 3.
chairs, but at least my bet is that this chair is the most comfortable. It has lots of
That was
cushion,
my
it looks
initial
to
thought.
offer some support, and the nice rounded edges look like you could just sink into this thing while watching YouTube videos for hours on end. But then there's this chair. Well, I didn't actually get to sit in this chair. I did look at a bunch of reviews online, and it is in fact very comfortable. But the anemic legs and the harder edges just don't look as comfortable to me. While it may be just as comfortable as the other chair, it doesn't appear that way. When your customer has to make a snap judgment about a product, you need to make it as easy as possible for them. If my
True.
customer cares about comfort first and foremost, I'm going to make a
The
chair
heck
with
is that?
rounded edges and voluminous plush cushions. That's going to be the major part of my design
That doesn't look
language.
comfy.
We make these
Oh, that actually
associations.
looks
I mean,
comfy.
things that are pointy and spiky are obviously not comfortable. That's seen in nature all the time. Things that are round and soft are.
Yo, but like,
And this is really why design
yeah,
language
but like, okay, let's be real here. If you had a chance to sit on this throne, you wouldn't care about your confidence because you'd be powerful.
And this is really why design language is so important. It's not just this flowery differentiator
Soft,
that you
squishy,
slap on
harmless.
top of a
True.
product. It's integral to the success of the design from a sales perspective. For better or for worse, perception is reality, and you're dealing with customers who are trying to make decisions.
Yo, it just clicked to me. This is why humans, and especially males, we like curved objects because they're squishy and harmless, right? Because they're not pointy that can stab us, right? Wow.
with limited information.
This is an actual quote from this guy driving this car. I am very tough.
Design language is a great way to basically tell
I am
the
very
customer
ugly. LOL, JK, I'm just very utilitarian.
everything
Actual
they need to
quote
know
from that
about a
guy, too.
product without having to do any research. Now, to be clear, this can be done in a deceptive way. Not all companies are
What
ethical.
the heck? Someone's selling a plastic bottle and then they're putting their own case on it, so it looks like it's paper. Hello, I'm a paper bottle. Is this a real thing where they open it up and then there's a plastic bottle inside of a paper bottle? Wow. That's some sneaky shit right there.
In the way that they present their products. It's up to designers and customers to call out companies who act unethically. And I also want to be really clear. People might have
Wow,
different concepts
there's
in
no
their mind of
poppers,
what comfort
whoppers.
means based on the culture that they're born in and
They
their
put
personal
big-ass
life
boxes.
experiences. Culture plays a big role here. Just as an example, red and yellow often means danger or caution in
Yep.
Western cultures. But in Chinese culture, red often symbolizes happiness and good luck.
Really?
In China, yellow often symbolizes power and prosperity, while in Western cultures it sometimes represents cowardice. But even with that in mind, there are some universal
That is weird. Because I guess they value like gold and stuff more over there, right? In Asia and stuff. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? But like, yeah, you see someone walking in yellow, like in the US, you'd be like, what's wrong with you? Yeah, and that's weird that like we view red as like dangerous. Like, you know, a girl comes up to me, tells me your favorite color is red, dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Like, you avoid that like the plague. But like in Asia, hey, it means you're happy.
Truths that transcend culture, almost like they're hardwired into us, regardless of our age or past experiences. One of the most prominent examples of this is the Kiki Booba effect. In this study, first conducted by Wolfgang Kohler in 1929, people were shown these two shapes and were asked which one was Kiki and which one was Booba. People pair the rounded shape with Booba and the jagged shape with Kiki anywhere between 80 to 95% of the time, depending on when and where the study.
Okay, which one? Okay, but like let's Booba, like Kiki or Booba. Honestly, at first I was gonna call this Booba and this Kiki, but yeah, no, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, Booba's like way more relaxed and not tense. Like this seems like it's tense. Yeah, this is definitely a Kiki. Booba's like just the dude chilling out. Kiki is like a stressed out woman. That's how I view these two.
Study was conducted. The point is that people apply abstract concepts to sound in a way that transcends.
Also, wait, but hold on. Boobas equal round, right? I just want to point that out.
The sharp K sound of Kiki just, well, sounds sharper and therefore looks sharper to people as well.
Wow.
The nice soft B sound of Booba is the opposite.
Booba.
This study is about connecting spoken verbal language to shapes, but I don't think it's that much of a stretch to connect this to design language or the way that we perceive products. This kind of design language is a great way.
Who has this kind of... Is this a shovel? Or a spade? What is this? Is this a medieval weapon? Chavella and Boob. Boob baby bottle. Juvie. Like, what is this? I want this. Is this like a medieval weapon?
Way to combat a customer's decision fatigue. Make it easy for them. We can test this out right now. Which of these shapes look like they'd be more welcoming and comfortable to hold?
This one's way more comfortable to hold. The fuck? Because you got the grip, you got the tactical grips, you got the thumb. Like this one, it looks like you're holding a lightsaber. This one, it's like, it looks like it's awkward to hold, right? Right? Like what the heck? It's like you're watering something?
Feel free to leave a comment. I understand that there are many things that may inform our perception, but I think it's safe to say that most people would say that this one is much more comfortable. And it's important to note, this...
Hell no! That's not comfortable. What the fuck? Yeah, I mean, just because it forms to your hand may be better. Like, you'll feel a lot better holding this. This has the grips on it. I mean, this has the grips on it too, but it's like those fake grips, right? Oh, come on, nah.
Can backfire. If you have a chair that looks comfortable but actually isn't, you're going to make a lot of customers really angry. And this can also be done in a manipulative way. I'm sure you've heard about why most candy bars are at the checkout stand of a grocery store right as you're about to leave. By that point, you've made so many purchasing decisions, and the emotional side of your brain has taken over, and you just want that dopamine rush of sugary goodness. So you snatch up the candy bar on an impulse when you normally wouldn't have if it was the beginning of your shopping session.
Yeah, what? I guess that is smart, right? They get all the fat Americans to be like, hey, I see you buying some stuff. I'm gonna throw this right in front of your face, forcing you to look at it. Yeah, I'll get a Twix. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Or the Hershey's cookies and cream. Oh, that looks good.
As humans, we're constantly relying on visual shorthand. This is our brain's way of protecting us from the horrifying complexity of existence, and design language is a great way to communicate an idea quickly.
Those look
If you're
dope.
a designer, it's important to use this power to help customers make the right decisions, not ones that are harmful to them. If you made it this far into the video, you should totally subscribe. I also offer an online course on form, design language, and visual storytelling. The course is all about giving you the tools you need to create awesome industrial design work.
Those are cool.
The link is in the description if you want to learn more. Anyway, thanks for checking this out. This was the most difficult video I've ever made because these concepts are pretty nuanced. I learned a lot making this video, and I hope you learned a lot from watching it. The key takeaway that I'd like you to sort of get from this is that our biological preferences are something that should be considered when designing. Of course, we're not slaves to our biology, and it's hard to prove one way or another how much of a factor it really is in product preferences, but it's important to at least take it into account. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.
Wait, hold up.
When you normally...
Hold up. What? Are you Wait, hold up. These M&Ms are $3.24? Oh, hell no. Hell no. You got me fucked up if you think I'm buying those M&Ms. God damn. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Please make sure to subscribe, and if you want me to react to a video, please put it in the comments. See you guys next time.